a Muriel passed through the firmament on a mission, tearing through the veil between worlds like silk. He landed in front of Bonita's house with a package in his hand, and for just a moment the air around him shimmered with the memory of somewhere else, somewhere vast and burning with purpose. She had prayed diligently with faith. She had given to the poor. She had kept the commandments as good as any woman could. A Muriel was sent to deliver her reward. Bonita opened the door, expecting a deliveryman, not a man who looked carved from dawn itself. Light clung to him like it knew his name, like it had travelled with him from some impossible distance. His eyes held depths that shouldn't exist in human faces, ancient and kind and utterly unreadable. When he held out the package, her breath stuttered. Not from fear, but from the strange certainty that whatever was inside had been meant for her long before she ever prayed. Before she was even born, maybe. A Muriel was relieved to see quiet shock instead of terror. He handed her the package without another word, though his fingers brushed hers for half a second and left behind a warmth that felt like benediction. Then he stepped back, and she could have sworn she saw wings fold against the air itself. She didn't wait for him to leave before she closed the door. The box in her hands was as white as clouds, the tape a silvery gray like storms. It was impossibly soft for cardboard, warm and almost breathing. She opened it reverently. Inside lay what looked like a pulsing star. The moment she touched it, the star split in two with a sound like a whisper and a thunderclap combined. One half shot straight into her chest, dissolving into glowing vapor that filled her with longing. Sweet and fierce, and aimed at something just out of sight. The other streaked out the door and to the right before she could even gasp, trailing light like a comet. The cotton-soft box vanished the same way, leaving only the scent of rain and honey. She ran outside, searching for the missing half, for the deliveryman, for any sign of the impossible. But all she found were warm sunbeams, a neighbor's sprinkler, and the distant hum of people talking. No evidence remained except the ache in her chest that felt like home and hunger tangled together. With a heavy sigh, she stepped back inside. Before she could close the door, a dog with a flowered leash barreled past her and into the living room, tail wagging wildly. "Rosie!" a man called. He ran up from the right and nearly collided with Bonita. He stopped short, looking down into her eyes. For a moment, neither of them moved. They drank each other in, recognition without memory, a pull like gravity, like falling, like being caught. Their hearts skipped the same beat, and Bonita felt the thing in her chest flare hot and bright. When she finally looked away, her gaze fell to his t-shirt, Man of God printed across the chest, and beneath the words, the faint glow of her missing star half slowly vaporizing into his skin, sinking deeper with every breath he took. He placed his hand on his chest in that spot, his eyes not leaving hers. "Hi," he said, goofy and shy and impossibly adorable, his voice a little rough like he'd just woken from a dream. "Hi," she echoed, matching his tone without meaning to, feeling the star fragment inside her reach for its other half. They smiled at each other, breath catching in the same rhythm, the space between them humming with something neither could name. Rosie barked behind them, impatient. Bonita remembered her prayer request, and thanked God for his supernatural speed, and for sending an angel who knew exactly how to deliver a miracle